very excited. Leanne wanted me to do a relationship spread, and I didn't know if it was about a relationship she was in or about possible relationships. And then I always have the issue of trying to find the right spread. So what I did was I said, it's easier, so I'm getting more comfortable. Why not make my own spread up? I'm finding out that it's not so hard to do, as long as the intent is there as you place the cards. It seems to me to be kosher. So this is a spread. I'll explain it as we go along. The first card, number 1, is the Hermit. And this card is a central position. It's the main situation. And as the fact that you asked about the relationship, it seems that you're being contemplative about relationship. You have direction, and as the snake here signifies, you kind of want to shed your skin and go into something new. This could either mean a new relationship, or it could mean a new phase of relationship. As I say, I don't have you in front of me to discuss that with or to ask the question to, but it does seem to me that you're in a good place of wanting to be studied about it. You're not, this is what the Hermit signifies. You want to progress forward, is why he has this lamp out there, and do it thoughtfully. Now, just like I borrowed this from the Celtic Cross, of course. The second card is what's at the root of the matter, or the subconscious level, and that is a 2 of Pentacles, which means, whoa, this is a relationship. Are you juggling men? It could be the case. I kind of got my initial impression was it was a career versus a man, or versus a relationship. You may be one of these career gals that doesn't have time for a relationship. And I kind of got both energies. So I don't know if there's 2 men that you're trying to decide between, or maybe an old and new, which is kind of what this spread is sort of designed to do as far as relationships. But definitely what's at the root of the matter, what's causing all this thoughtfulness, is that you are apparently wanting to move forward, but not sure which direction, and you do have a couple choices. Now, the third card is the past, and that is the 9 of Wands. And in the 9 of Wands, you see the man with the 8 wands behind him, the 9th one in his hand. He's got a bandage. It looks like you might have had someone in your past, your last relationship, that had a lot of accomplishments, and a strong individual. And the problem with the situation, and that's the 4th card, is what crosses. And I'm learning, as you cross cards, I used to think of, if you cross a card, that was, like, I'm cross with you, this is what's crossing the situation, this is a cross situation. But, a cross is also, as I'm learning, I'm figuring out, when you can have a crossed card, it could just mean like a crossroads, something that this other card came across. And so as I'm reading what cross cards, as I'm learning what cross cards can mean, it doesn't necessarily mean something that opposes. And what crossed this card is the 4 of Cups. And in the 4 of Cups, as you can see, we'll straighten it out here, is he's focused on the 3 cups that he has, and he doesn't see the 4th. So in this 4 of Cups scenario, it looks like what was a problem for you in your past relationship or your past relationships is you're always failing to see what was being presented to you from a higher place. But you weren't happy with what was. And when I see that this crosses the 9 of Wands, it looks like in your past relationships you might have taken for granted the accomplishments that were there. So now we go to, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th card is the card of what changes you need to make in your relationships and in your approach to relationships. And that is the Fool. So you need to be a little more carefree, a little more trusting And, you know, it's interesting that that should come up in a relationship spread, because trust is what a relationship is all about. So my advice to you as you move forward is to take after the fool a little bit and not be afraid to take that leap when it's appropriate, of course. But you need to have more trust and you know, more of that childlike faith. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5th card. The 6th card is your future relationship or relationships, an attitude, but more likely for this spread, it's your next relationship, and that is the 4 of Swords. So it looks like that it's going to be restful. It looks like that after, you know, if you should learn to trust, there's going to be a lot of peace with this next relationship and a lot of healing. And that, to me, you know, if you have a partner in mind, if you are juggling 2 men, you might want to look for the one that provides more rest and comfort, because that seems to be what the cards are telling us. Now, what crosses that is the King of Wands. So you went from the 9 of Wands to a situation where the King of Wands is crossing. Not sure if that correlation. Well, of course it means something. And what I'm saying is this peaceful situation will also be, you know, one of fire and imagination at some point. It's really kind of a yin and a yang situation as I see these 2 cards, how they interact as one crosses the other. So let me focus on this a minute more here. I would say you know, I'm beginning to wonder now if this isn't more of a new phase with the same partner, which is it's looking like it could be. And it looks like since we go from the 9 of Wands to the King of Wands, well, it's either going to be the same type of individual with a different dynamic, or the same individual with a different dynamic. But as he's the King of Wands, there's going to be a lot of, you know, fiery imagination and spirit to this relationship, a lot of creativity. It looks like it's going to be a good thing. I mean, you know, going from the hard work, the bandaged head, and not and taken for granted, and not seeing the real rewards, to one of peace and rest, and, you know, the kingly statesmanship. Yeah, it looks like you're either trading up, or your relationship's going to grow into a much better position. And of course, the outcome card, that's the 8th card, is this, and that is the 8 of Wands. And more wands. I have to wonder if this individual you're involved with is an artist, or is creative, or maybe he's in some type of trade, carpentry, or anything that takes a creative bent. You know, even a programmer, a computer programmer, is someone who's creative. Whatever he does, I'm willing to bet that there's a creative element to it. It's not, you know, he's not a factory line worker or something like that. It's something that takes a little bit of artfulness. So this is the final outcome. And let's let me go over the spread again, because I'm kind of proud of it. It's basically an 8-card spread for relationships. The center card is the present attitude or mind. Next is the root of the relationship issues. Then it's the past relationship and what crossed it or crosses it, what needs to change. The next relationship and what crosses it, and the outcome. And, you know, apologies if I'd seen this spread anywhere and just copied it, but I'm pretty sure this is all from me. So, Leanne, hopefully this is on track. Hopefully I got it right. Give me some feedback and let me know. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.